69 taxi operators killed in Jamaica since start of 2023.
69 taxi operator killed since the beginning of the new year. We hear of the murder for hires, we hear of the extortions, we see this scamming money floating around, which leads to my main topic. Do we need a cashless Jamaica? But first, let's hear a piece of news about the taxi operators and break this thing down. Ask the ministers certain questions, and hopefully people them can get in a comment in the community section and vote on certain questions. So here we go.
69 taxi operators killed in Jamaica since start of 2023. The transport sector in Jamaica is in mourning after 69 taxi operators have been killed since the beginning of the year. The latest victim was a driver operating on the halfway tree to Price Rite route in St. Andrew. The killings are believed to be linked to extortion, with criminals demanding money from taxi operators in exchange for not harming them or their vehicles. The killings have had a devastating impact on the transport sector, with many taxi operators now afraid to work. This has led to a shortage of taxis on the streets, making it difficult for people to get around. The government has vowed to take action to stop the killings, but taxi operators say that more needs to be done to address the root causes of the problem, such as poverty and unemployment. The killings of taxi operators are a tragedy for Jamaica and a reminder of the need for peace and security in the country.
If you ask me, a cashless Jamaica would do more good than harm. So if the banking system, the people in the finance, cybersecurity, law enforcement, anti-corruption unit, whoever they have, come together and put together some payment system that most people can use, whether it be banking wallet, bank cards, whatever digital platform the government along with the banking people can come up with, right? I think this would tremendously stop extortion, corruption. We slowly start putting a dent in it, because suddenly we start have paper trail. If somebody stick you up, what am I going to say? Open me your phone, send me $500 to their wallet. Yeah. Which wallet? Whose name in wallet is that? Right? You have a paper trail. So what are some of the pros and cons of probably going cashless? Pros: reduce risk of crimes. Man love going in a shop, open me till, give me everything you have in there. So if you're getting people paying digital via them phone or whatever, the system they use to pay digitally. What would these criminals go in the shop, the supermarkets, the banks, the beryllium trucks? What would they be robbing if it's limited cash being used? Why people need to make purchases over $1 million with cash, $500,000 with cash? Things like that are the signs of corruption. Why is it not going through a banking system? The Prime Minister recently said there more ways to implement new ways to collect taxes. There you go. Start putting things cashless. Much of the Indian man, the Chinese man, them down in a downtown and sell more millions of dollars a pass through a system with cash. Or these taxes are being collected. You talk back in a Jamaican system, ask yourself that. So definitely would cost less tax evasion. You got cashless. So that's another pro. Harder for organized crime. All these gang where pull up on bike or collect money or extortion money. You have to be some trail if you want. It's a chin to pay your extortion fee or like a taxi man or the operator or the stallman. There has to be some type of anti-corruption task force where you can report these people, because you're going to pay them digital trail. So that would be a good tool to fight corruption, I think. What are the cons? Privacy issue, right? But do Jamaican citizens really have privacy? Do they even care about privacy? Because want to put everything online anyways. So would you care if the bank know where you spend, where you go spend your money, blah blah blah? And then again, it wouldn't be 100% cashless. The other cons would be like low income people who can't afford the cell phone if they're gonna use that. So more people gonna need bank accounts. So more people might require credit, whatever. Grandma would have to become a little bit more technology savvy. The kids, people who can't read. So a lot of things would have to get taken into consideration also. Yes, we know that. But this would put a significant dent, I think, in so many of the corruptions. A family member had dispute over land, somebody dead, start investigate these bank accounts of the suspect. Did they make any significant withdrawal, any significant deposit prior to some of these killings? So help with the investigations too, I think. We see with the SSL scam. Now it's what? Over 20 million US scam. How did they know that? Had to be some type of paper trail, right? We see all these scammers with all these hundreds of thousands of US sometimes, right? 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in cash. So what if there wasn't any transaction that you can't buy a house with cash in Jamaica? You can't buy a car over $100,000 in cash. We need to put in some type of measures. Start run some pilot programs and see how it gonna work, where you can adjust. Cause easy if we see crime and talk about it, but if we find solutions and we speak on them and you start asking your favorite prime minister questions and you find the solution, you ask them and you don't see any of your solutions being implemented or tested out, so then something wrong. Cause if the problem is not fixed, follow the money. Somebody is getting enriched. Follow the money will almost solve most of the problems, especially in Jamaica. Why should a man take up 10 million and go buy a house, 20 million and go buy a house cash? If there was no corruption, no money laundering, no money washing. These type of transaction need to go through a bank, yeah. And we know corruption everywhere and people are going to find means and ways to grow on the system. But let's start somewhere.